our program for this year, we kind of are thinking outside the box. And the 2023 meeting was the first time that Lana and her son came to the reunion. And so we thought it'd be she offered, we didn't pressure her here, she offered to give us a perspective on what it's like to be a Gottula outsider. So still in the family, but totally kind of coming at it from a different perspective. So I'll turn the mic over to Lana.
Hi. I am the third child of Norman Leonard Gottula Sr. And 2 years ago, my brother Mark and I, he won't stand up, but he's there. We brought our families out here, which is my son and two of his sons. Our grandfather was William Gottula, and his father was John Gottula. John Gottula actually came to America in 1867 after the Civil War with his mother, and was a farmer and settled in Nebraska. His parents are Johann Ludwig and Maria, and this actually makes Ludwig our great-great-grandfather, which is not very far back when, coming from Germany, and with John being just our great-grandfather. One of the reasons I was kind of asked to talk about this today was because when we were just talking in the meetings, I was talking about some of my experiences. I'm from Kentucky, okay? And I didn't grow up in Nebraska. And things that you all take for granted, you don't realize is very unique to us, okay? One of the very first things that was so unique to us was Gottulas. Gottulas everywhere, okay? In Louisville, Kentucky, there was one Gottula, and it was, our family. And I do use Gottula as my middle name now after being married. So, I'm the only Gottula in Louisville because my brother lives in Cincinnati, Ohio. And so I'm still the only Gottula there. And that was really unique. That's kind of unique to us. As we go to Elk Creek, Nebraska, there's Gottulas on the stores and Gottulas in the, and we're like, look at this. And so we're all out here taking our pictures next to all these stores with Gottula on it. And I can just imagine if I was somebody from around here going, so what is this group doing? What are they doing? So that was just in itself quite an experience. When we came out here, my cousin Randy Gottula, that I think a lot of you all probably know, I think he has such a resource for our family history. And he knows where real estate is. He knows this was this farm, this was that farm. He graciously took us on a tour of the farm. We all got in the back of a truck and rode around, okay? That's not something you do in Louisville, Kentucky, okay? He also took us to the cemetery at St. Peter's Church. And this was, and we did this again yesterday, okay? Literally, there is our great-grandparents that came from Germany, Ludwig and Maria, and that's their cemetery plot. And every Gottula in this country comes from that couple. I mean, and there's 1,200 of us. So if you're out and traveling and you come up with the name Gottula, reach out and talk to them. You're related. It's just simple. He took us to where the dugout was, that they lived, the rest of their life here, and how that farm, I think at that time, was still owned by some descendants. And Randy himself owns the farm from our grandmother on the maternal side. And so this is really heritage farms, okay? The farm that he owns, my father spent a lot of time out there when he was a child growing up. and that's because he could drive and he drove his grandmother around, okay? And his grandmother later helped him when he graduated from high school, went to St. Louis, and helped him get established in the manufacturing facility, which eventually led him to Louisville, Kentucky. Some of the things and perceptions, this is beautiful country. It's rolling hills, it's nice and green. It's not at all what any of us had pictured. And even my niece's husband was commenting on it's not what we thought Nebraska was. It's a beautiful area. People are friendly. It'd be a great place to grow up. My father, he moved away at high school, and he never really returned, except to visit. And as I'm driving out here this time, I realized when my father came back to visit, I drove interstate 80 plus all the way out 29. Okay. My parents, when they come out prior to the 60s, would be on 2-lane roads. It was a 3-day trip. And so just to recognize the changes in our lives, okay? The corn out here was something that was just, it's corn everywhere. We do grow corn in Kentucky, okay? But I definitely see why Cornhuskers is the mascot, okay? And one of the other things I'd like to point out, for my son, he loved meeting the family. And Randy and Lori have been so hospitable to us 2 years ago, as they were, this weekend. And he loved meeting them. We have got to enjoy the farm, enjoy four-wheeling, enjoy fishing. They've been such great hostess. And my son Matthew is now Randy's very biggest fan, because Randy broadcasts the sport games out of here, and we're on the radio station, and on Friday night, unless my son has something else really important going on, he's listening to Randy. And Randy's enthusiasm is just phenomenal.
Mom speaks facts here, folks. Trust her.
Yeah. So in conclusion, I'd just like to say again, every Gottula in America are descendants of Ludwig and Maria Gottula. How uncommon is that for a family in America to be brought back just to one place? And we are here. I'm really proud of this heritage, and I hope everyone in this room begins to appreciate it a little bit more.